to put hay feeders on a slope so the area can drain and dry out. If you can't move the feeders and don't have a slope, Zurich says you'll have to do what you can in the spring.
Try to spread out and rake that feeding site to spread that accumulated manure and hay into the thinner depth across a larger area. So again, it would dry up faster and it would not provide a habitat for stable fly larvae.
Zurich says while these blood-sucking insects don't transfer any pathogens or parasites to the animals, there is an indirect economic effect. The bites are painful, and the herd might bunch for protection or stand in water to avoid the flies. They spend less time grazing, which in turn reduces weight gain. Learn more about stable fly control at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
Today's Daily Encouragement by William the Encourager, sponsored by Ted Russell Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty on Kingston Pike.
It is Thursday, my brothers and sisters, and remember, we're talking about forgiveness. Don't go any further until you get that monkey off your back. Otherwise, he's going to ride you to death. You know, like Long Ranger rode Silver. Hey, Long Ranger rode and he rode and he rode. Get that monkey off your back because you're better than that. 1 Peter 3, 9 and 10 says, do not do wrong to repay wrong, and do not insult to repay an insult, but repay with a blessing, because you yourself were called to do this so that you might receive a blessing. The scripture says a person must do these things to enjoy life and have many happy days. He must not say evil things, and he must not tell lies. You know, have you ever heard that old analogy, a little white lie, one lie leads to another? Be careful what you say, because those things, it's just like a man hammering a nail in a wall. He takes the nail out of the wall, but the hole is still there. So got to cover up the hole, but it's still there too. So why not just back up and just, when someone offends you, how about just backing up and just put in your mind that, you know what, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Lord, help me to pray for this person, because there must not be love in them. Otherwise, why are they hurting me? But you must remember, they killed Jesus. So you're going to be offended. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be possibly thrown in jail. The Bible tells us all these things. But remember, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So we must keep going, and we must understand Ephesians 4:31 and 32, that says, do not be bitter or angry or mad. Never shout angrily or say things to hurt others. Never do anything evil. Be kind and loving to each other, and forgive each other, just as God forgave you in Christ. Once again, we've been talking about this all week long, about forgiving people. God wants us to have a clean conscience. If there's a stony heart in you, remember what Christ said. Remember what God said in Ezekiel chapter 36. He said, I will take out the stony heart out of your heart, and I will give you a heart of flesh. If we are dealing with some things that have brought hurt and pain and even tears to our eyes, my brothers and sisters, our God is able. Our God is able to heal those deep wounds. He is able to turn your life around if you let him, because we don't have to carry those burdens. He tells us, come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden. Cast your burdens on me, and I will give you rest. You have an opportunity to get out from under that unjust load that you don't have to carry. Someone hurt you, someone said something that really cut you deep. Don't try to cut them back. Take it off. Take off those grave clothes and put on a new robe, that new robe of righteousness. And you can do it, my brothers and sisters, because remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
We're doctoring here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Country Club McMorlick Show. We're country doctoring, I guess.
Dr. David.
Dr. David.
Dr. Barney and Dr. Mike.
There you go.
I was Dr. Pendyke. Remember, you helped me out, Dr.
How was it? Give me a little bit.
Yeah, we had an epidemic.
He did.
How you doing, boys?
Doing good.
Good.
Where's that?
Good. Good to have you tuned in, dialed up.
We was in our house last night talking about funny things that happened. So you got to remember now, there wasn't no interstate. That's 4-lane. Everybody had come through there.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like every drunk, everything on Clinton Highway was pretty much beer joint for us. And every drunk come down there, hitchhikers, and he had to come in there. It just drawed them.
You had them all.
They come in there and we had this Otis guy back then. He looked just like Otis, only he was the real boy. He drunk, take me up there and get me a half a pint. He'd work on, he's a good mechanic. He worked for Proctor over here, and he worked a lot of big places, but he was just kind of semi-retired. And he'd say, get me a half a pint. He'd put you in transmission pack. Pack of cigarettes. I had him there one day, and he said that he was in there working on something, and he said, let me smoke one. He got it, let me drink a little bit. I said, won't you get on and work one?
Work a little bit.
What I'm going to tell you, when he drinking, he would start telling big yarn. And he told us, he's sitting back there, and all us around a pot. He said, tell you right now, I said, somebody asked him, did you, they knew how to get him started. You out west at one time? Yeah, I was out west. I told you that. I lived there for several years when I was young. Said, I knew Frank and Jesse James. I know them well personally. And we said, I said, us kids, young people, would ask him, what did you cook with after on them planes? Buffalo chips. What do you think? And he sat there and talked about it for maybe just as long as you would, so his whiskey started dying down. I got to give me a Coke. Well, we didn't need no dime game of Coke. We drunk one ourselves with that time. We just went in there and took him Coke cans and washed them out with water.
Oh, yeah.
And filled them up with water. I'd flip that thing, I could open it for him, hand it to him, he was drinking water. He drank about 5 cans of water. And one of the boys went in there and just run out of cans. He's sitting there, They forgot to wash that now. He took a big sip of a cigarette. Oh, he got mad over that. He said, what you did,
Yikes.
Dad," he said.
Yeah.
But he would tell big stories, and then this guy was in there. He was kind of practicing. He said, "Tell us what year it was you rode with Jesse and Frank." "Well, I don't even know Jesse." He said, "I got to tell you, one was a good mechanic." Of course, he was drinking pretty good, and he come there and helped us take a motor out of a 58 Chevy truck. And he was going to tear it down. We took that sitting there, and we took and rolled the truck outside. And I was always full of pranks too, if I, get him buying it. He said they paid him maybe $5 or something. "Take me up next, get me a half a pint," he said. But I said, "Okay, let's go." I went there and we jumped in that same old truck. Had the hood on it, and it just sitting there like a. And I turned the key on, and I said, "It won't start." All the battery cables crooked. He just right good and said, "It ain't got a motor in it." And that old boy didn't have no sense of humor. Said, "Ken, he run. I said, "Are you drunk?" I said, "You up, take it out." Oh, he and so what I do, this guy come down through there and somebody dumped him out. He said, "Hey, Mr. West." They said, "There's some West runs." They said, "You might be kin to them. We'll let you out. This won't read them."
Yeah.
But he's one of them flashy drunks that just run all over your house and do everything.
Oh, yeah.
So he come in and did. "I'm Mr. West. I'm your all's cousins." He started his cousin. Hey, you. What's your name? Mr. West. "Yeah, I'm your first cousin." He's everybody's cousin. And so I listened to that for a while, and Daddy gave me the eye. We got to get rid of it, And I said, "Let's go up there and see Uncle George. You ain't saw Uncle George lately, have you, Uncle George West?" And he said, "Where's he at now?" I said, "It's right up here." We went up there, and his wife was a rough-looking old gal, She went in there.
How's that again?
Hey, I said,
You know what that
he
means?
said, I said on the outside, it might be nice for
It
him.
might be. You might need to check in on that.
But anyhow, I sat on the side seat where I put him in the middle so he wasn't suspicion. And he said, "Well, you going in with me?" I said, "Yeah, we're going to see Uncle George." I knocked on the door, and George come out, and he was already half lit. His wife was too. They had him some half a pint sitting. Opened the door. I said, "Here's Mr. West. He want to come see you. He saw you in a while." "Oh, how you doing, Uncle George?" He went in there, and first thing he done is grabbed this woman's half a pint up and killed her. She looked over at George. She said, "You best get this drunk out of here." And of course, this week I got him in there shaking hands. I run jumped in the truck when I left him up there. And so, y'all remember Scotty Stoneman?
Yeah.
Well, we took Scotty up there and introduced him to Uncle George, and he was getting drunk, he was drunk. And they've got a big high bank right behind the house. And some way, one of them slid. Scotty slid some way, went to the bank.
Oh, Lord.
Well, George went slid. He's going to slide down it, and he'll get up, and they're both in there arguing. Get it 2 steps. "Well, come on, I'm trying to get you up." And they're arguing about it. Neither one of them can get up, Oh, we had so much fun out. We've had so much fun out of the other things that we just got life about it. Just
What percentage does he own? What percentage of your stuff does he own? I'm sure he's got a percent. Master's, is he vested?
I just was a teenager boy, and he was he's probably 40 then, so he's
Well, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You've got good genes in your family.
he'd probably be 140.
Yeah, your family's got good genes. Mine, we don't buy green bananas, as you would say.
There you go.
I don't eat nothing spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Marshall Andrews said his daddy told him that. But anyhow, what you been doing, Barney? We ain't talked to you in a while.
I've been working so hard. My office is down here in Clinton is listening right now. They listen every week.
What's up, fellas?
That's right.
Ladies
Ann
and gentlemen.
Gallagher,
Hello, Ann.
all of them down there at the Madison Insurance Group. Been busy, but I told Ron I wiped my slate clean for this time this morning. I told I did this morning. Now last week I was heading here and had a call at the last minute. So
Yeah.
This
You made it.
this was my favorite part. I miss Howard. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
That's
I heard the wife,
the net
they
fail.
broke some ribs.
Oh,
Broke down
Lord.
It's awful.
Boy, those are painful.
Yeah. Oh, man. The first 3 weeks, it's just like murder.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
You can't breathe. He knows when I had him broke.
They don't
Come
wrap
over
them
here
or
with
anything
me.
anymore, do they?
You can't do anything with them.
I couldn't. There was nowhere I could sit. I had one place I could eat. I'd go back to my office, put a pillow on my desk, and bend over like that right there, and that let me ease up.
Yeah.
And I'd sleep like that. I couldn't sleep with nothing. He's with me. He's with me through a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you talk about bad. That's. But see, the other time I had 10, but I guess I was on so much dope for 2 or 3 weeks that they started healing before I knew that I had them. Boy, these, I come to the hospital, these, sitting in the office, and I said, it's a Cracker Barrel.
Oh, no.
And I just got out of the hospital. So they just went and got me in mind the next day when that morphine stuff got out of me.
He's ready.
I could, it's like Brother Bob. We had Brother Bob booked in dinner for Christmas one year, and he fell and broke his leg real bad. And he called me up, and I said, Brother Bob, you ain't gonna be able to make this. And he said, oh, yeah. I'm just coming home from the hospital if I can make it. He called me back next day. He said, I can't even stand it, please.
Yeah, it's fine when you got that medication in you. You're ready to go.
Yeah. They put the morphine to you where you can
do anything.
You're
You do a
sore
lot of
after it
stuff.
comes off of it, though, aren't you?
I come out one time, I had 2 appendix, one on top of the other. You look it up once, Ron, see, that's a bad, there's millions of people, going out of millions or something like that.
Have their appendix on top?
That's 2 appendix.
No, I didn't know.
Somebody looked it up a while back. I forget what the number was, but anyhow, they were putting that huge big windmill I got in my backyard. And that guy was trying to set it up by himself. We couldn't set it up by himself, He had it together on the ground. That thing's high, about 20 foot, ain't it, or more?
20, 25 foot.
Yeah. And I just coming out of the hospital, I felt like $1 million. I said, let me out, Karen, I'm going to help you raise that thing. She said, you're stapled together. You can't help nobody. The next day, I know what it's all about.
Yeah.
That could be your New Year's resolution. Don't do that when you got staples.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fred Smith, he used to make New Year's resolutions. He said, I'm making this year, I'm going to live within my means. I ain't part of money to do it.
That sounds just like.
That's right.
That sound like
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Resolutions you make.
yeah, no,
So let's see, what is today? The 29th? So usually I wait till the February
Around
1st.
I'm around there too. I wait till February. If I'm going to do it, I wait. And
I've eaten like crap this month. I just people that make New Year's resolutions. I've never heard anybody say, I'm going to start smoking.
no, I haven't either.
Things like that.
No.
Yeah, about the 4th, 5th weekend of the year, all health clubs, they die back down to normal. Right?
Yeah.
Get wore out.
Everybody get back together. And
Gets done.
Right.
Yep.
this is out, that is out. And,
Yeah.
oh, what's one of the funniest things that ever happened to you, Barney, when you went out on the
Funniest
show?
Oh, I see. I know what the scariest thing I ever did was fall one time and thinking that
Oh, yeah,
I thought I'd killed David West, the legend. Yeah. No,
I was in your church. I was telling about it. I was in church with Barney. And we were doing a big show, and I sit up there on the back. So I put my banjo on my neck so I'd be ready. And I was just going to wear out.
there were no lights on back
No lights up there, and I forgot about this 3 steps of that stage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that balcony for sit.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to sleep. They said, it's time to come on. I was trying to get down through there, and I didn't know the steps. I went off them steps and hit the back of the guardrail
Yeah.
and broke knocked my tailpiece out.
Oh, I thought I broke you expensive banjo. I thought I killed you and broke you expensive banjo.
Yeah.
Man, I'm never going to recover from it. You talk about funny things that happen. Always, those are the best parts of some of my. When you go off script or something happens. I'll tell you, we was at there in Pigeon Forge, one of the shows you was at with us, in Grayland's Papaw, Grayland Egan. A lot of you know Grayland James, but Grayland's Papaw and his daddy they stayed there because Graylin was part of our show, and they were stagehands. So Barney and Andy was out doing this skit, and they thought we were done with the scene, and they closed the curtain on us. So I said, I looked at the guy playing Andy. I said, we just picked the bench up and moved it out in front of the curtain. I said, we'll just go ahead and finish this scene. Don't you boys worry about it. Those things are fun. Music's a little different than comedy. Comedy, you can go off script a little bit and stuff. Music, it's so time-wise and everything. Everybody's got to hit the right spots.
This ain't funny. I mean, I'm not going to laugh at it because it happened to the guy, but he's sorry, when they introduced him. And he ran out to the stage. He's going to come out. And when he did, he went too fast or too far, and he went off stage, broke his leg.
Oh, no.
He was laying in the crowd just roaring. They thought he...
Part of it.
And here come the ambulance, I broke my leg.
I used to get scared to death. I used to go see Ronnie Millsaps a lot. I think I've told you this before. But Ronnie, there was the board. They had a board kind of like where the edge of the stage, so you'd see him as he got closer, he'd shuffle his feet where he could feel a board or something with his foot. But I seen him. Brenda Lee was with him. She opened for him years ago. And man, I was sitting up there and I was thinking, gosh, he's gonna walk out there and fall out into the crowd. And you fell out in the crowd some, didn't you? Or fell into drums.
Fell into drums. Last week, I killed myself.
Did you?
Ken Bonham passed away, fell on top of me. I told him, I always said, he had that guitar in the left hand, and I had that old banjo, it's $20,000. Just like this. And Rick and the Chicken Man was singing, he just kept singing.
Yeah.
And I said, please stop and help us get up.
Hey, what's the Red Savine song? I heard it yesterday and I thought about Ken. Phantom 109.
Phantom, yeah.
109. That's a great song, but I was thinking, I love Red Savine stuff. And he played with him for several years, didn't he?
He wrote several of his songs.
Did he really?
He wrote his songs and played for him, and of course, Ken worked about everybody in Nashville.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dickens, Lawrence Carson, Bill Carlisle. Him and Paycheck split up, because they wasn't mad, they just couldn't make a living together.
Right. Yeah. They
said up north they're starving dead. So we got to do something. Paycheck said, I'm going to Nashville. Ken said, I'm going to go to Florida, where it's warm. So.
I'm right there with him. And I said, if I was leaving, I'm going somewhere warm.
He met Luke in Florida. And they didn't know they just lived a few miles away from each other. Sunbright and Rockwood. He said, I'd have never met Luke, and said, there we was.
Did you tell them how big a crowd they had over at the Camp Fest?
Oh, man, it was a huge crowd, wasn't it?
Oh, it was huge. I pulled over there, and they were parked up there on the hill, on the Clinton Highway, and they had a great crowd. I was so thankful they did that.
There's a crowd.
Yeah. I ran into Eddie and Eddie and
yeah,
that's one black, good, sweet, good people.
Oh yes.
Ran into David Harker Road and hadn't seen him.
Yeah, David. His head shaved. You remember me and said, "Well, you used to play bass for me and Luke."
Yeah.
Luke taught him how to play bass.
Is that right?
He said he took him out and. I can't play bass. He said, yeah, you can just do what I tell you to, where it's at.
Yeah. Well, Russ surprised us and showed up, and then before we went back over, we sat over there, and who's the young man sit there and played banjo?
That's Jackie Wilbur. We call him Luke.
Oh, he's fantastic. But the sheriff was with us, and he came out, and I talked to him this morning, and he said, tell you how he's wanting to try to go eat sometime with you, but he called me afterward and just thinking, said, man, I just love going over there. Just people walking in, picking. And...
Yeah, he really enjoyed it. You remember when I broke my hip, I guess it was.
Oh, yeah.
You and him came to the hospital, stayed a long time, and he just wanted to hear me tell him a bunch of stories. And...
He loves it. He said, he said, I'd rather go eat with David and Howard. And I said, well, I go too, don't I?
He might let you go.
I love hearing them guys tell him stories.
And protect the digital front.
You'd be like my dad. He'd tell them so many times you start believing them. That's what Daddy used to say.
Well, I thought I did all that.
That was you. That's a good thing about getting old. I can tell the same old jokes and stuff. They're fresh to me.
Like you wrote them, didn't I?
No, I'll tell you, I've watched some videos here lately. There's some people out in Branson, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm listening to these jokes, and these guys are funny. And this was from 25, 30 years ago. Kind of looked like Elwood Smooch, and some of them no teeth. I can't remember the character's name, but I'm sitting there listening to these jokes, and I'm thinking, I bet that's Fred Smith's joke. And they're pretty good. I mean, they were good. Their timing, the comedic timing was good. One played straight, and one was comedy. But I'm sitting there thinking, I bet he knew the influence he'd had on people, because this is in Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, people used him a lot when they heard him.
oh yeah,
I was down in, we was on Andrew Jackson, that big boat.
mm-hmm.
Me and Luke, I said, let's go in here and don't you watch this guy, Steve Hall, Shotgun Red.
Oh, yeah.
Shotgun Red.
Loved him.
And when he got through, he was talking to us. He said, where y'all from? And I said, Knoxville. I'm on the Cass Walker show, and this is Luke. He's been on everybody's show. And,
He's his own
he
show.
said, you work with Fred and Fred? I said, yeah. He said, oh, I tell Fred I used one of his jokes last night. I said, oh, he's got some good comedy. And I told Fred, and Fred said, well, is he going to give me a royalty on this?
He call them loyalties or royalties?
I'll tell you something funny on Fred. This is funny. It's too bad to tell, but it's too good to keep. Miss Walker said he lived next door. He lived next door to the barn, you know, and we took a window out for some reason. I guess we had fans in them. But anyhow, we put a 1/4-inch piece of paneling inside, and we used it for a shelf inside at the barn. Well, these boys had been sitting back on that bench, and they took a pocket knife, I guess, and cut a hole in it where you peep through it and see what's going on over there. Fred said, me and my girlfriend was laying there, and he had the bed right in front of the hole. Said, we was laying there, and said, they was cleaning the barn up, and we could see a light through that hole. She said, she got up and said, they're over cleaning the music barn. Said, who have you been watching through your little hole, Fred? Fred said, that's not the hype of it. Who's been watching me and you? Fred was very worried about who.
Did he sit down and just take a legal pad or a notebook and just write jokes, or did he just? How did he keep up with them?
Up. He could make a joke up about everything. He was coming down Gay Street when they got put up in signs, walk or don't walk.
Mm-hmm.
He told Red he had to do it. Red said, boy, I was coming down Gay Street. And Fred said, I was too. Said, you get to see that woman they hit? Fred said, no. Where'd they hit her at? He said, right between walk and don't walk.
Yeah. How would he log them, though? I mean, you know, your mind's pretty sharp. There's a lot of people pretty sharp.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember all that, though.
I've got floating papers everywhere. I write stuff down so I don't forget them. And go back and.
How do you remember where you put the paper?
That's the problem.
There you go.
I wrote this down. Now where?
You know, I wrote it somewhere.
Yeah.
How do you do it, Mike? Huh?
Well, I just
You have your own system.
I just don't write it. You know?
As Barney would say, everybody's got their own system, I guess. No, I've got to where I've got a little notebook beside my bed there. I try to. You can do it in your phones nowadays, but yeah. But.
I used to have a bunch of them wrote out on paper. Carry my billfold, and I think the last show I went back then and see which ones I done. I'll do these.
Yeah.
I do them like that. I guess one of the funniest ones was we was over here at the library here in Clinton. Gail Martin, a lot of people knows Gail. She was a politician, a great person. And she would get around. She just wanted me to go speak places. She set me up to speak at the library, and of course the newspaper was there. One of the newspapers, and is a young girl. And Gail said, "Have you got your speech?" And I said, "Well, I don't ever have a speech." She said, "Oh no, what are you going to talk about?" I said, "I don't know till I get up there." And this girl right behind us, newspaper reporter, she said, somebody said, "Are you leaving?" "No, I'm staying. I want to listen to Mr. West. I could listen to him 24/7. Said he's interesting. Well, I walked out on stage and I said, I want to thank Gail Martin for having me here tonight. And I hope I can make you laugh or do something. But first off, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I can speak on business. I can speak on religion. I can speak on education. I can speak on romance. What I'm trying to tell you people is I'm full of it. When I said that, they told it. And guess what they hired out? One guy hired out, tell us about Caswell.
Figures it, guarantee you.
I should have said, no, I don't know about him.
Okay. Hey, Karen posted that video the other day that they did. How far back was that? Was it 10 years or? That's a really good interview. Yeah. They came over there to Ciderville and took that interview with you.
Is it? Yeah, that
was really good. Was Faye in it?
Just you.
It was just you sitting there talking. One I'm looking at. It's really good.
Oh, they got one out right now that you need to watch. It's on Facebook.
That's one I'm looked at. It's really good.
Well, it's got.
It's you're sitting there in the chair and.
Well, this is another one. They got that. Oh, it's better than that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it's real good. They got some of the Cass Walker clips in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
Oh, it's really good. Karen posted the other day.
Yeah.
It's really good, but it's about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's really good. I didn't know who come out and interviewed you. Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember. I've done so many of those interviews.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of them.
Oh, you?
They're waiting on me to do one right now.
You been in show business?
Well, I had them fooled, I guess.
Yeah.
We was in show business when we worked for the circus.
I always think of that phrase, show business. I was with John Hitch over there. This was 20 years ago at the Tennessee Valley Fair, and it's before I started doing my regular yearly thing there. And so they had me over at the Kerr building, bolted up. So I said, well, where are we supposed to change? And I had Zero coming out with Barney, and they gave us a little old bathroom in there, and it was one commode and a little bitty sink and barely enough room for us to stand there, and bless his heart, I was sitting there helping him get his suspenders on and helping him with Zero, and I was trying to put my stuff on, and that old nasty toilet there, and he looked at me and he says, well, Barney, welcome to show business.
There it is.
I don't know about
That's it.
There's no glamour in that part, but
it's like that dog we took up there for hee-haw,
Oh, yeah.
He got installed in the trunk. Throwed up.
What Fred call him?
Limber.
Limber.
Fred just raised the trunk lid up. And there stood poor old Limber looking head all over his face because he fell all over the car. The only thing he done was put a Coke can under it and tied it down so he could breathe. He wasn't going to do that. I said, he'll die before we get him up there.
Oh, my gosh.
But anyhow, Fred raised his trunk lid up and he looked at him and said, Limber, show business is a devil, ain't it? and shut it down.
Yeah.
It's funny when we walked into Archie Campbell and he said that, see, there's feminine for hee-haw. And I worked with him a little bit and he said, Arch, Fred would, his right eye, he'd rub it. He didn't want to look at you, but he'd look down.
Mm-hmm.
Arch, we best not use Limber. He said, we got to have Limber. We have to have a dog on this. He reached and got a handful of towels and said, we're trying to wipe him off. Fred said, no, Arch, he needs a car wash. Yeah. But anyhow, it's just...
That's funny.
What's one of your funniest shows that you remember?
Oh, funniest as far as going off script, funny or funny?
Yeah, just tell them different ways.
Well, we've done, when they go smooth, I'm one of those that I've never, ever walked off and said, nailed it. It was perfect. So you always have those glitches in there. Some are funny and some are embarrassing. We did those few shows in Pigeon Forge. It was good. They
were good.
They were really good. They were fun. We had good people there. Gosh, I think back on that time, and I think there was Luke Brandon and you, and then Graylin.
Rowdy and Rick.
Rowdy and Rick, and then Jonathan come up and played some on it for us. Jonathan Manis, sure. Great picker. And but those were great shows. The comedy part of it is it's all about timing.
Yeah.
With comedy and I love the combination of using music and comedy. I saw a little clip there of Mike Snyder this morning. Vince Gill come out years ago, introduced him, and he said, and Vince from Oklahoma, and it wasn't in the script or nothing, but old Mike said, told Vince, he said, you know what they call duct tape in Oklahoma? He said, no, it's chrome. But, we've had so many good shows. I mean, I couldn't pick one show that I would think. I'll tell you, the best event I ever did, probably as far as outside the area, was in Macon, Georgia. We had an event down there that just went. It was as close to being ideal as anything we've ever done, and they were so receptive and good to us. But it was a good show, and good event. But yeah, as you try to slow down or don't do as much, you know this better than I do. You get to where you cherish the times you've got to do stuff, and I've got one in February up in Morristown, and I've got one in Pigeon Forge in March. I'm trying to slow it down where I don't do as many, but I appreciate people calling, still doing it, and wants to come. So.
I just tried to come to a halt on that.
You can't halt, David.
I've done so many.
Can't stop.
If you see the thousands of shows that I did
I know.
It's just.
So in one calendar year, what's the most you've ever done?
Close to 400.
Well, I'm almost there. My closest was in 2007. I did 366 events. I did 366 events.
I think the biggest one was 400, but just about every year I've done 350, 350.
Oh, and it wears you out.
See, people don't realize that. Kes Walker was 240 a year.
Yeah. Well, that was mine at the Smiths. I was there 6 nights a week, and then I had my other events going on. So sometimes I was doing 2, 3 a day, and you have to have. I call it your downtime, but I'm gonna tell you something. People call Jeanette, Howard's wife at Fail. She was telling me. They called me Barney, and she said, Barney, I'm going to tell you something. Here, I told you the story, didn't I? It like to crushed me. About a couple of weeks ago, I said, I go to Howard and Jeanette's house, and I'm up there, and she said, Barney, before you leave, I'm going to tell you something. And I said, what is it? What did you want to tell me? And she goes, you're about to have a heart attack and die. And I said, what?
What?
She says, you're going to have a heart attack and die.
No.
No, what? Why would you say that? She goes, well, you're running crazy. I'm sitting here. I got 2 phones out here right now, and you're working too hard. You're always gone. And I said, well, I've always done that. And they've done Barney or whatever. And she says, well, you're going to have a heart attack and die. And I said, I wish you'd quit saying that. And she goes, I'm going to tell you why. Because when I first got to know you a few years ago, you had dark hair and a lot more of it, and now you're almost bald, and what you got's gray.
You tell that just pretty much comes with the territory.
Well, I'm glad I wear a hat a lot. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
But no, I've always had. Run hard. Ron's that way, I guarantee you.
I'm wide open with the top down, boys.
Yeah.
It's the only way to go.
I'd rather wear out than rust down, I guess is what I'd tell people.
I'm either wide open or stop.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 speeds I got. Go or stop.
You were selling watches and your TV show and all of that stuff.
And the barn. And here.
Yeah. And that.
Just wide open.
I'd leave the barn at 11:30 and go straight over to sell watches till 8 in the morning, Sunday morning. I'd leave and go to church, come back to church, and crash.
So I was in Mississippi. This is back in 2000. It was right after my daddy died in March, and this is about June. I was running as hard as I could go. And I was in Mississippi. I come up from Mississippi, and I stopped in Nashville. Went to a baseball game or something, and I said, I'm just going to drive home tonight. I drove home, got home about 2:30 in the morning, got back up my normal time around 4:30 or 5. I was on my way to take my boys to a baseball camp, and I'm on John Sevier Highway over there in Knoxville. And the next thing I know, they're loading me in an ambulance. And, so it was a combination of a lot of things, but the bottom line was I was suffering from exhaustion. You got to take care of yourself and sleeping. And I tell people in Medicare or all this other stuff with insurance is, sleep deprivation is one of the leading causes of a lot of our health issues. People don't sleep good anymore.
Yeah.
They don't get real rest. They doze off and on during the night. So it's important. So we've went back to doctoring now.
Doctor, did you ever do a show where they didn't accept you?
Oh, yeah.
You just kept on doing it?
Oh, yeah, I've done them. I told you
They
my
wouldn't
worst.
lie for nothing.
Oh, I'm telling you, I told you the worst one I ever did was at Carnes High School. And I took John Hitch with me. This is about 20 years ago. And this guy booked it. It was a Sunday afternoon. And there's a bunch of these teenagers, future leaders of America, a big crowd. And so I'm out there at the Carnes High School in the auditorium. And I come out to do my Barney stuff. And I'm getting nothing, man. I mean, they're looking at me like they didn't know what to. So
Who are you?
I stopped and I said, hey, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all have seen ever saw the Andy Griffith show? Not a single hand went up. Man, I was dead in the water. So I just started doing just regular kind of comedy, and I brought zero out. And I walked over to the guy that booked me that day. I said, hey, listen. He goes, man, that was great. And I said, I don't need you to lie to me. I said, don't ever call me again. And I've never seen him again.
He took you up on it.
He didn't call me.
There you go.
I've had some duds, but my wife's a real good encourager. We was talking about that when I talked to you earlier today. I love people that will encourage you, not flatter you. No, flattery's that's feeble, that's weak. But somebody that will encourage you when you don't do as well, or when you do good. I call them pudding stewards. I had an old preacher that called them exhorters. He called them pudding stewards. He said that's that person that gets in there and really makes the pudding good and stirs it. And that's what we need, like Barnabas from the Bible. People that would encourage. David West is that way. He's encouraged me. You do. You've encouraged me. And when
Pappy Beaver used to call me. He said, I just like to call David. He'd say, hey, David, this is Pappy Beaver. How you doing? I'd say, terrific.
There you go.
It's terrific. I was up and we had 25 customers in there.
Yeah.
But it was terrific. But I thought it's better for me. He said, you always got something happy to say. I was going to tell you a funny story, though, that happened to us. We thought we were pretty good. We had a bluegrass band. That's way back I guess that time we started good, had the barn going. Just about after that, that's 1969. And they booked us in Oak Ridge for some kind of big high society show. I mean, these people, I don't know why they booked hillbillies for that. And so they wouldn't lie for nothing. And this woman told them when to lie. Tell them when to clap hands. She stood right there at the corner of the stage. And they didn't get nothing. Well, we had no song out that we did. How Far Is the Middle Rock? You remember our song? I heard you was going on vacation. Yeah. What are you going to take with you? I'm going to take my milk cow. Take your milk cow? Yeah. I said, you need that motorcycle I got. I said, you don't need a milk cow. He said, well, he said, well, why would you rather have the cow? He said, well, I think I'd look a lot better trying to milk that cow than I would that motorcycle. And they didn't even lie. Not even one. They didn't even raise one whisker.
Yeah.
And so this guy that was doing it with me, he had no sense of humor nowhere.
Yeah.
He did this straight man good. And we was doing it, and I saw it was boring them. And I was having fun just aggravating them. I just stretched it. How far is Little Rock? I don't know, the devil big and angry and fat so film. He'd say, we better quit this, it ain't going on. And then I'd do some more. You better quit this, it ain't going on.
If you start doubling down, you get in trouble.
Yeah, you can double down, you either.
Of course, I didn't know. I forgot who it was, and I never did go back for her either.
That's one reason I've always incorporated the audience in getting people out of the audience to come up and do stuff, is because that's the best part of kind of what you do.
Yeah, that's real good to get the audience in there with you.
My wife came up with several routines we've used that would help get them involved, and plus it's funny. It's fun. But you're talking about encouraging people. What's your guy you have on here before the show?
William
the Encourager. I like it. I like being encouraged, and
for sure,
it's a good thing to have somebody lift you up.
This lady, she had dreams. She had all kinds of dreams, and she said they always come true. She said, when I dreamed something about dying, and said, she said, I can just. So me and Fred was standing there, and she's telling us about it. Said, I knew that Jake Butcher was going to get governor, but I didn't want to tell David and hurt his feelings because he was picking for him. And she said, said, I've been having a dream lately about a dead aunt.
A dead aunt?
And she looked over to Fred and said, did you ever dream about a dead aunt? And he said, no, but I dreamed about a dead cockroach.
Oh, God.
She meant her aunt died, though. And this one called Faye, my sister, up one time. This is like 25 years ago, I guess. She said, I've had a dream about you. She said, I dreamed you died. And she said, when I dream, it happens. Faye said, well, that's what I'm living right for.
Just that quick, too.
I was at this church one time. This guy's up preaching. I'm not making fun of the way he talked.
Yeah.
He didn't talk real plain. Well, that God, did her? He got up. This woman, I guess, wasn't suiting him or something. Or said, well, God, Devers, that one of these mornings you're going to wake up dead. And so he was preaching right in front of my daddy. And Daddy was a deacon. And he come over and he said, I just tell you, he's going all over the Bible stand as a rostrum, and he said, I feel a bad spirit here. I think it's from Georgia or something. I feel a bad spirit here. I said, I don't know about this church. Said, he got right in front of my daddy and said, I feel a bad spirit here. And Daddy said, well, I guess you do. You brought it with you.
Sounds like something my daddy would have said.
He just turned straight. I guess you do.
Yeah.
I love it.
But, I saw so many things in church. It's so funny.
Comedy teams, of course, like Red and Fred around here in East Tennessee. But who's some of your favorite comedy teams? I love the Smothers Brothers with music and comedy.
They're good. Yeah.
And of course, Tommy was
Compton Brothers was good, eh? Compton, they done some that good.
Yeah.
You probably didn't know them because it's probably way back there.
But no, the music and comedy teams like that, like Homer and Jethro.
Homer
People
Jethro,
like, oh my gosh, Lonzo and Oscar.
And that guy playing the
Biscuit Board. Cousin Jody.
Cousin Jody,
Oh, my
and he's
gosh.
a great. See, when he put his teeth in and dressed up, went out on opera, played steel.
Yeah.
He looks like a different guy. See, Cousin Jody's brother's wife died, and I went and set her monument. And I got acquainted with him a little bit through that. But,
So talented.
oh man, he just do all kinds of stuff.
We don't have there's some good comedy people out nowadays. There is. I'll tell you this young guy that's down there out in Nashville, Nate Bergassi. He's
great.
He is fantastic. And we were going last Sunday, and they had to cancel it because of the weather. He's coming back in May. But if you get a chance, Nate Bergassi, this guy is so funny. He just tells relative stuff.
No cursing.
No.
Clean.
His little daughter always introduces him before his shows, but it's clean. And I like a lot of comedy. There's some that are a little
You're
rough.
supposed to make them think the part.
Yeah.
Say.
It's everyday things that, and my wife's went and saw Leanne Morgan several times that used to work for Jim Clayton.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Her husband did. And Leanne's very good. And so
she's a big friend and fan of Merle.
Is she
When
good?
when she comes to town, they'll reach out, and their agent told me the last time. I said she comes up here when she's in town. He goes, oh, I know. Said we're behind you because the client insisted. I said, well, great.
Good.
So yeah, she buys Merle every time she comes to town.
My wife ran into her at Costco a year or so ago, and said she was just like.
Oh yeah,
like that, and talks like that for real. And I thought
she did when she's up. She's been up here 3 times, I think, maybe 4.
Good.
And yeah, she just. Yeah.
I love I love people like that can make it big, so to speak. Got her own TV show now.
Yep.
Doing well, but East Tennessee, we've talked about it so many times. It's so loaded with talented people. But comedy. The ones around here locally, Red and Fred. They didn't get any better.
They were good.
Oh my gosh!
Just couldn't beat them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good tandem teams like that. But music and comedies went hand in hand for a long time, hadn't it?
Steve Howell, Shotgun Red. He was
That's
so
what he
good.
did all the time.
Yeah, he was so good. Yeah, and then me and Luke was down there in Nashville, and I said, let's get on the riverboat and eat. And I said, don't you see a Steve Hall show? And boy, he was good. He had old red there, and he had on a short sleeve shirt. And he looked around and said, you need to wash your behind, you know?
Yeah.
But he got up there. You talk about a show. If people want to take one of them's picture, he'd step out and give his picture. And the other three carried on, and they sung different parts.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they were so close together. And Steve Hall said that, they said, how'd you get on the Rap Emery show? Somebody asked him, and he said, well, I went down there. They had a thing that was going to put some new people on Rap Emery show. And he said, there's about 10 people lined up. And he said, I had Red out on my lap, you know, and said, Raph must have had a bad night. He didn't like nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's singing, nobody's comedy. And said he come up to me and Shotgun Red. He said, well, who are you? I'm Shotgun Red, who are you? You know, said, I just balled him out real bad. Said, he started talking bad about him. Said, you ought to see Rap Emery. Now, he, you know, started bragging on Rap Emery, but he felt like he wasn't him.
Yeah.
And he said that Rap Emery broke down and laughed. He said,
oh, yeah.
This is the first time in my life I ever got balled out with a dummy.
I'd say he could be contrary to work with. I'm talking about Ralph.
Oh, yeah, they said he was.
And,
said he was bad news.
Yeah. He made that show. Shotgun Red made that show.
Oh, yeah.
He'd sit over by the desk, and, man, they would go back and forth.
Well, Shotgun Red's good. I got those statues of them.
He passed away, didn't he? Steve passed away, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
He was good. He said, I knew this girl that dated him. She used to sing and pick with Lois Johnson. And she said, she dated him for a while and said, he said, I can just go down the road anywhere and you pick something out and I make comedy out of it.
Yeah.
He was real good. Red.
Oh, he's great.
Steve Hall was better than you would think.
Yeah.
But now Fred was good too. He could do it too.
Oh,
Fred could make
best.
He'd make you laugh. If he went in to eat, he'd make them laugh. You know, he had dinner, no. And if you walked in, he'd say, "Hi, do."
Yeah.
I do.
Oh my gosh.
He'd walk in and say, "Them beans, it's them 38s." Walked in one day, and this girl sitting there. She was Kylie Dolly, and he went 38 calibers in beans. Them beans, 38. She said, "We're pretty close, I guess." No, I'm not about the beans now.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, and his Goat Stanford was over the scales. They did a big show down on Kingston Pike, and him and Goat both had got feeling pretty good. And I was sitting there and just did pick. They said, if you want to see David, you better see him before he gets paid, because he runs out the door. I didn't do all this stuff, see it, but I was just sitting there with him and was waiting to do another skit. And they was looking at each other. Goat was on one side of the table, Fred, and they both had their big long noses. Fred looked over at him and said, I don't really know who he was. He just saw him. He said, I'll measure noses with you. And they got acquainted over there. Right there.
Oh, Lord.
But I told you before that we was at Petros Prison, Mr. Walker, and this run us through the back end. You had the chow line, had a tray, and you had to put your stuff on it. And Fred was in front of me, and Red was up. I was between them, and this girl that was dipping potatoes or something, she had a nose out there.
Oh, Lord.
And I got up there close to him, and I looked over Red and I said, have you met Fred's sister? Red know what that. He started laughing. Oh, we do all kinds of old. And he called little Red. Fred called him Baby Dumplings. And Baby Dumplings called him the Ain't Eater. Because he had a long nose. I remember one time, I told this before, but it's still good. We were playing somewhere. Me and Red was working with me. And I don't know why Fred wasn't with us, but anyhow, we was looking through some junk stuff we had there for sale. And we found I Love Skeeter Davis. That's me and Fred now.
Yeah.
Little Red hated Skeeter Davis. I mean, he didn't hate her, but he didn't like her because he was on stage with her at the Coliseum. And she come up to us. I played with Red and Fred there and said, Red, can you get this show can you cut your arm short? So my little dog's getting restless, and I need to get him back on the bus. Red said, well, who does she think she is? I'm coming back no dog. And another time Red was out there, and they introduced him, and he had a hot dog. He had half of it, and he just crammed the rest of it in his mouth. When that turned, you talk, Fred. Fred started talking. But they were so funny that when he come out, he could just walk out and look at the crowd. And this one guy said, I've been with him. He eats funny. He talks funny. I said, he's just one that, Fred was just he was just an amazing guy.
He was made to do what he did. Yeah. You know, that's he.
Well, he wrote a big lot of,
well, some people are just naturally gifted with music or comedy. He come by it naturally, didn't he?
But I was going to tell you about the badge. We got that badge, see, and we had mail every day come into TV, and they'd say, Fred, say, Fred, go get the mail. Red usually want to get the mail, so he'd go over and get the mail. See if we got any care packages, he said. You know, people send slow stuff to you.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they'd bring a cake dinner to bake for our birthdays and all kinds of things. Oh, the one where to get it, we did, it was a package. It had that big old thing in it. And we all gathered, hey, Fred got a package this morning. We all gathered around and see what it was. He opened it up and it said, I love Skeeter Davis. What does it say, Red? You know, me and him going to send it. I love Skeeter Davis. I wonder who sent that thing. And he said, you don't like her too good, do you, Dubs? Honey Wiles had to do a few cuss words.
I bet.
Oh, that was funny. And Mr. Walker would get over and say at this time of year, leave the birds, and he'd be cussing them. You know what? A bunch of buds ate up my strawberries last year. I ain't feeding them, you know, blanks. And Mr. Walker, and he was so loud, he was probably going out on TV because he couldn't talk low.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. Walker could tell it wasn't nothing nice. He couldn't hear it enough to know for sure what it was.
Yeah.
He go over and said, I wish he'd learned to whisper a little bit. Oh, man. You talk about the time on that show with us. Fred would, I remember one guy, this guy come up there and he had a little girl and she was going to do a dance. And you might not remember him, but he's a bluegrass picker, played bass at Renville Valley named Kurt Caldwell. And he said, y'all play for her now. I said, we just want to play. And he said, now, here's what I want you to do for the curtsy. He said, y'all can do the curtsy, can't you? And Fred said, you mean curtsy Caldwell? You know, and this other boy said, when y'all practice just quick as they introduce us over, I said, we're going to start practicing.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I like the one that I told this to the lady that takes care of us at the heart doctor. She liked life for side sore, and Anthony's wife said it was a classic. She's going to use it. But me and I'd go with them, and I'd play for Bonnie and Buster, and then I'd play for Red and Fred because they done package show together. And then they just get a free bass player. They say, would you play bass for us? You know, everybody want to play for Bonnie and Buster and Red and Fred, you know. And they just had to pay one musician, see. And Bonnie and Buster done been on. I was out there getting teamed up with Red and Fred. This little lady come up and she said, oh, Lord, I watch you all on TV every morning. She said, you're the best group in town. He said, woman, we're as weak as a penny pack of Kool-Aid and 10 gallons of water. I told that to Anthony's wife, and she laughed. Right? She said, that's a classic. I'm using that now.
Well, he wasn't full of himself, was he? Very humble.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was humble.
Yeah.
Well, to him, he was entertaining you. That's what he wanted to feel that way.
Yeah.
And his car broke down, and his fan belt broke. Then he was down at Ciderville. He lived in an apartment right there next to me, and he called up there at Beck's Auto Parts. Of course, they loved him, you know. Guy answered the phone. He said, this is Fred down the road here. Said, I need a fan belt. And he said, who? Fred down the road here. He said, I didn't know you changed your last name. He said, now, I don't want to do no funds now. He said, I've got a problem. We got to get this straight. I got a show to do now.
Yeah.
That guy went in up there to get his fan belt, and he said, well, we don't want them comedies come back to him, does it? He said, he takes it serious. I said, yeah.
That's funny.
He wanted you to know he was serious.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was one of a kind.
When did Fred pass away, David?
05?
Huh?
About 05.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I think.
Around 05.
I mean, it was.
2005 or right there, right in between
Ben Zane.
4, 5, and 6, something like that.
Yeah.
Ben Zane went up to see him when he was actually left Boots, or Boots quit or something. One person seen, but see, Boots hired him. I believe called Chet or somebody told him to. Said, you want a comedian? Get Fred Smith. Said, he's the best. And Boots just thought he was great, marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
But see, what Boots didn't know, see, Fred wouldn't drink when he had a show at night. He wouldn't smoke a cigarette and he wouldn't drink. Now, when he got out of that show, he'd start drinking and smoking. He'd make up for it. But he wouldn't drink. He'd say, we got to do a show tonight. Now, I don't want to be shaking and all that. He took pride in what he done.
Yeah.
And
Good.
Then when Boots came in there, Boots was one of them sociable carries around the glass, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't know it. Fred couldn't carry it around the glass. He had to carry it in his belly. And he said, you start feeding him his whiskey and when he get drunk before he went on stage.
Yeah.
And I was there on the front row, and they put me on the front row, you know, that's David. Boots said, I've heard a lot about you. You know, I said, Fred, think you hung the moon or something of that sort. And then, so he come out and told a joke. We tore the house down. And he stood there, they quit clapping, and he turned around and told the same joke again. And they clapped again. He said, he knew he'd made a mistake. He said, which time did I get the biggest hand on? Turned it into comedy.
Yeah.
Boots would be sitting over just cracking up at him. And that's the time he said, we've got another star with us tonight, David WYSH. Said, stand up, David. And I stood up. They give me a hand. And he said, I got a phone call this evening. Said, they said to tell you at the Knoxville massage parlor they found your other sock. I said that down.
Yeah, I bet you did. Now, was that Boots or Fred did that?
Fred, that's all right, little Boots, you know. They found your other
Yeah,
sock.
I'm trying to say, that's Fred. Yeah.
Oh man, to get out with him on there when he could run around, and he just entertained everybody.
Yeah.
Entertained. If you went to see a movie, we took him, and when he got divorced, we had him and another lady, me and Karen, went to in here at Oak Ridge to see Blazing Saturday with them beans.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's.
And Fred was sick. I took him on the back row because he didn't start drinking a little bit. I took the very back row, but he wasn't talking easy. He was talking loud, you know. And he said, "You know, look at that. He's eating too many beans." I mean, he was calling me shots. People was like, just turning around, looking at him and laughing at him. Wonder it was a movie. He was entertaining him. What's out there, man? But when he got back, he dated that woman for a pretty good while, but when he got back, he didn't know what to do. He was wanting to go in the house, show his scrapbook. I told him, I said, Terry, you got something you want to see? He said, we let him out. I was at the park beside it. He said, you ain't got to leave right now, have you? She said, no. He said, well, come on, I want to show you Limber. Took her up on the hill and showed that old dog in it. I thought, my goodness, when you take her in the house. And one night, this is funny. One night, he was up there doing his comedy act at Ciderville, and when he said, feel pretty high, man. He said, what you do, if any loose women, send me one. There's three of them rode together. And I took him to open the door, and he's sitting in there, you know, right back. I said, Fred, I brought you a tree. I dumped him in on him, pulled the door to. And directly I went there, and he's gone. I said, Lord, where he went? He keep driving, he's too drunk. And he said, I was so drunk, I had to get rid of them women. Said, I took him over at Clinton and made a U-turn somewhere, let him out, and I passed him going over that way. He was coming back. He said, I just barely made it, David. I said, well, how'd you like them? He said, bunch of gigolos. I said, what's gigolos? He said, bunch of old gypsies. He said, they went back there and said, I'm hungry. He said, the first thing they done is got up there and got in my sardines. He said, they didn't take him those blue cans, possum brand, so they took my good gamecocks too. I said, see, I was pass him old blue ones out. You know, it's possum brand. It's possum brand on it.
Yeah.
He said, they got my good gamecock at the hour. I said,
my gosh.
Eat all of them up, my bread. He said, they grabbed some of my pictures off the wall, so they stole everything and get their hands on them. He said, gypsies, that's what they were.
Gypsies. You didn't help him.
I said,
out
well,
more.
you said bring you some of them. I just thought all these three walking down through there and say Fred needs some company.
He's just ungrateful. Ungrateful.
And me and Zane, the last time we went to see him, he was up there at the trailer before we went to the hospital. Zane said, we got to go see Fred. And Zane Daniels, he said, we stopped and got him a case of beer and a bunch of stuff to eat, peanuts and stuff, you know, knickknacks, crackers. And we went, Lord, I didn't know y'all was coming. He said, I might have baked a cake.
Who was he at? Which home was he at? Was he in?
Seymour, he lived there. Oh, you mean when he died?
Yeah, when
he was at the hospital at Maryville.
Maryville, okay, yeah.
You know, it's kind of strange what he said, and it's strange about Luke. Anytime you call Luke up, you want to do it tomorrow or 2 hours later, or first thing in the morning. If it wasn't a big paying job, yeah, where we go and what time, you know. But I said, I just talked about that, like when I might be go see Fred. I didn't know where he's at. I just knew he was in Maryville Hospital. Right. And I called Luke up and I said, Luke, we need to go see Fred. And he said, we do, don't we? And I said, when can we go? He said, right now. I'm at the recording studio. I'll walk out and I'll be up there in about 30 minutes. And so we get in the car. We go over and we was trying to find out what room he's in. So we hadn't even talked to him on the phone or nothing since he was in the hospital. And his daughter got off the elevator. And I said, hey, I'm glad to see you. Where's Fred at? She told me. So, oh, he'll be glad to see you. Said, you know, he told me about an hour ago, said, David Luke's coming to see me. He said, he know you was coming? I said, no, we talked to him. But he know that, wasn't that something?
Yep.
He done got yellow then. His liver's messed up. But he laid there and done comedy in bed.
Well, I guarantee it. Do you remember the last song that you played on the Kaz Walker show? I just wondered when it went off the air.
84.
Yeah, so wonder what the last song you played.
I don't know what it was.
Because I always ask Russ and that, and Russ can tell us, you know, him and Becky sang Rocky Top was the last song they sang to shut down Opryland. And the Kaz Walker show, did he already announce it was going off, or did y'all do?
Yeah, he knew it for a while.
Yeah, so y'all knew he was going off
yeah,
there.
because Fred Victor went over and tried to get Channel 26 that time to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted to keep their job, keep it going, but I just let it quit because I need to do something else anyhow.
Yeah.
But Dan said, well, these years I won't be able to sleep in the morning now. And I said, buddy, I will. 4:30, had to get 4:30 every morning to go get the donut stuff. But, you know, yeah, he knew about, I guess, a month or 2 months.
I just wondered what the last song or the last joke Fred did or the last song y'all played was.
Well, Fred was with Boots. He wasn't with us, just me and Red.
Right there at the end.
It was me and Red and Claude Boone, Jim Holt, I believe Honey Wiles and Glory Bell. And, you know, everybody's dead off that show. The people like that except Larry Mathis, but Bud Brewster and me, and we're all three banjo pickers.
Mm-hmm.
Gloria, I don't know where Gloria Bell's dead or alive, and Dolly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one that's alive,
Yeah.
5 people.
Yeah.
If Gloria Bell's still alive, I don't know. I had never heard.
Yeah, Dolly just turned 80, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's hopefully doing better. She was having some health issues, but hopefully she's doing better.
Yeah, Russ said it. He was having to do a lot of changing right now in his life. Said
He'll be 80 his birthday.
had on glasses and 2 hearing aids. And
Yeah, I was glad
I
to see
seen him. Wait, I'm supposed to get my other eye done. I'm getting cataract surgery. It's
Cadillac.
real problems.
Yeah,
And I'm supposed to do this next month, first next month.
yeah.
And then I can see good this, but when I put them both together, that's 2 lines sitting there.
One's enough.
I see
One's plenty.
Yeah.
One's plenty.
But and I really get messed up in red lights.
You remember that joke, don't you? One thing my wife's never wanted, double vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these enough. Oh,
I'll tell you another good comedian was Hattie. She was good.
Oh, Lord,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
She was pretty good. She'd do, she told one about the chili. That was good. I use it sometime on stage. But
Did she use a lot of Minnie Pearl type jokes?
Mhm.
Yeah. Minnie was so good. What's her name? Sarah Cannon. But Minnie
her and
was.
Rod Brashfield.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, they were
They were
great.
outside.
Yeah, that routine about the I'll hold the chicken. that whole thing was.
Yeah. That's when, what was he went to?
Somebody's gonna kiss her.
That's when we went to the flea market.
Yeah.
And he said that Tootie Green, he run into Tootie Green, said he'd bought an anvil
Yeah, and
and said he had an anvil under one arm and a chicken under the other arm and had the tub, his finger run through the tub, and said, I was going down the road and said, I seen a cigarette badge. I said, Tootie? I said, would you reach in my shirt pocket and get me a cigarette out tonight? She said, no, I'm not going to do that. Said you could get in there and do that for me. Help me. She said, I ain't going to do it, Fred. Said, you might try to rape me or something. Just kiss me as they have it on bed, you know. He might say it different ways, worded it. And he said, Lord, how could I do that? With an anvil on his arm and a chicken on his arm and a tub in his hand. She said, well, you can set the tub down, put the anvil on the tub, and you could hold the chicken.
That's it.
It's always funny. He had some good stuff, didn't he?
He did. All of them. All of that was good stuff. But, yeah.
You know, Hattie she had some good stuff too.
Mhm.
She'd come out and say, I'm going to dedicate this song to my 8 boys. And I said, what? They're here tonight. I said, you got 8 boys? Yep, 8 of them. I said, what'd you name 8 boys? She said, Leroy. You named them all Leroy? I said, how come that? She said, well, when I get separated, I saw Leroy separated and said, they all come running. I said, what if you just wanted one of them? I call them by their last names, then. Fred, we played the ski lift, that sky thing up there, you know, in Gallup. What is it? First
Space Needle.
Space Needle.
Yeah.
Or is it
We'd go up there and play some all day. And then we had to leave and go over and play for Butchers. Butcher probably won at us on that. I don't know who get us, but so while we were there, we played down the bottom level. And I said, let's go up. We could ride anything we want to do free. And I said, let's go up top and look. I ain't never been up there. And so we rode up there and come back. And then had him a joke lined up. No, you know, we went up there today and played the Space Needle. Said, I climbed all the way to the top of that thing before I found it had an elevator in it. He said, I got up there, so I thought I'd get on the elevator, and said, that woman must have dropped it from the bottom and slammed it on. She looked around and said, I stopped too quick for you. He said, no, I always wear my pants around my ankles. Drove comedy off that right there.
find humor in anything. Humorist. That's Louis Grizzard was a humorist. You know, he wasn't really a comedian. He's Southern humorist, they call him. Yeah. And it's somebody that finds humor in anything. So, not make fun of people, but you just find humor. And, there's a lot of people that do that.
If I can get this straight, I may have done it on here, but I don't know. I said, how many times you been married? She said 4. I put 4 of them in. And I said, well, who'd you marry first time? She said, first time I married a banker. And I said, well, what about the second? Oh, she said, I married a guy that ran a movie theater. And I said, well, what'd you do about the third one? She said, well, I married a preacher. And I said, boy, that's a combination. What was the license? She said, undertaker. I said, yeah, she said, 1 for the money, 2 for show, 3 get ready, 4 to go. I used to think about it long ago. I get it mixed up. It won't rhyme.
That's one of the things, doing radio or television or a live show, start into a joke and then blank.
Lose it.
Oh, my gosh.
I try not to go blank. I just do them
I go
in my
blank.
head. So
I go blank.
I may have to do them over in my head. I try to keep them in my computer. Ken Bonham said his head was like a computer, but it was full.
Oh, Ken. That's the part. Yeah.
Oh, good now.
Well,
it's getting close to closing time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
I guess we've been having fun yet?
So far, so good.
I come out here. I was going to tell you, Justin Terry, he said he wants to come see you when he gets back. He's in Texas for January and February. But he wants to come by and see you. He's doing well out there. He's doing
come back,
about every day he's got an event.
We'll go out and have we'll go out and have a bunch of Grundy.
He looked forward to that. Always ask about you. People call me to ask about David, and I'm like, well, just call David.
Just call David.
You don't care about me, obviously.
I get them same calls.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about good. On Saturday nights when we have them stars out, Bill Carlisle, Georgia Riddle, and Bill Phillips and all them. Then we go to Addie's. She'd leave early and go over and cook. Oh, she had scrambled eggs. She had them soppy eggs. She had biscuits. She had fried bologna, fried sausage, fried bacon, ham. Oh, she put on spread. She'd take that butter and put it in a bowl, put that syrup on it, and melt it. Oh, you talk about good eating. And you remember Bill Phillips? He wrote "Put It Off Until Tomorrow," wasn't it?
Yeah.
Him and Dolly did it, and he's sitting there. I was sitting close to him. He'd just take his fork. If he saw something I had there, he'd reach over and get him a bite of it,
Yeah.
He just thought everybody was his kinfolks, I reckon. But he had to go over and cook, and you talk about loving it. Bill Carlisle, that'd be the first thing he'd say. When they come up and pick, we're going over at woman's house. And then Hutch, small engine shop, Hutchison small engine shop. He would bring big old ratty old bakers and wrap them in tin foil and put them in mashers in at the barn. And then so many people bring covered dishes, the band and anybody else won't stay. Oh, we'd have big feeds down there. Oh man, it's something. Yeah. I forget who catered the food. We went to somewhere in Alabama to play for the Hammer store, one of the Hammer stores. And so, it was an all-day thing, and I didn't feel like driving, and then have to come back and do another show at night. And we got this guy had a bus. We hired him to take us dinner. He had his table right in the middle. And Hattie and him brought a lot of food. You could eat all going dinner and coming back, get our food for every occasion, breakfast, dinner, and something. And that dude come back from Alabama, and he got over on Kingston Pike somewhere. He went off a ramp. He should come on in Knoxville. He was right there below it. And he turned it up he wired it up pretty bad. And we was asleep, and I jumped up and said, "What's wrong?" He said, I believe I've hit the wrong turn here. I went up there and he said, "I think I dozed off." I said, "Let me drive." He said, "I'm awake now, so I'm going to sit up here and talk to you and make sure you are." But when he did, that food come right up on me.
Oh, jeez.
Window cleaner, I got a drumstick.
Hey, Ron, who was it you asked you a while back about coming out? We was going to have, God, we have so many good ones here in the last year or two that's passed away. Bill and Ken Swall, Bill Williams, and some of those. But
Gosh.
who was we talking about? I was going to bring Jeff Haygood sometime. He loves David West.
I love to get Jeff out here. Yeah, absolutely.
There were some others that want to talk about Cass Walker. And
Get Walker Johnson, get him back out.
You want to bring him out here?
Get Walker out.
I'll bring him out here instead of doing the phone. Walker's
love it.
He's a good guy.
Yep.
Walker's a good soul. He's had some health issues, but he loves David, loves to talk about Cass and some other stuff. Who was the other? We talked about.
I can't remember.
We brought Russell out.
I can't remember, brother.
Well, we'll get. I'll get to work bringing them out here so they can talk about their Cass Walker stories.
We got Russ singing quite a bit over last Saturday.
Yeah.
And he was having a good time. And he said, started telling jokes. He said, I think he heard this on opera. He said, my wife called and said, get over here quick. Said, there are 40 dogs in the yard. I counted them. He said, are they mad? All of them at 2 are.
What time did y'all get out of there?
3. They quit right on 3.
Okay, but I left about 2:15ish or so.
Well, they had food.
Yeah.
Wild Wings catered all that.
Yeah, I didn't even get to eat. I just wanted to sit over
I
and
didn't eat.
listen
He
and
had
talk to
cake.
people.
Boy, it was good looking food. I just didn't eat.
I was so tickled. Russ came in, drove in from Nashville to be over there. And he enjoyed sitting
Russ
over
looks
there.
kind of different with his glasses on and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. You look different without your glasses.
Well, I'm going to get me some new ones.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to have some when I get.
I've got new contacts. Do I look any different?
You got blue eye and a green eye.
Hey, Barney, what you got in your pocket for?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine that's got a blue eye and a green eye, and it's the weirdest. No, it's got a blue eye and a brown eye. It's the weirdest thing. I told him, I said, man, you're hard to talk to. I'm sitting there trying to figure out which eye you're looking at me in. But, we'll work on Jeff Haygood's got some great stories. He loves to talk about Cass and loves you. You know, he's come out.
Yeah,
you met Jeff, and we need to go talk a little politics with him sometime. Cass is big in politics, and Jeff is
He's
now.
come out Soup Day.
Yeah, he's gonna. He's on that board at TVA and invited us. We got to go up and see his swearing in. It's a big deal. Jeff's a good guy. Going to do a good job for TVA and for the community too.
I like
stuff.
He's a nice guy.
So the weather stuff. We didn't talk about the weather today. I was gonna say, Ron, you got Mike doing your weather stuff on your station.
I do.
His is about as reliable as anybody around. I'll tell you, his.
Yep.
He don't go overboard on predictions.
Not usually. He was talking about another winter storm coming this weekend. I sent him a message. I said, "Is there really a winter storm coming?" In his next forecast, he ain't mentioned it again. So.
He's saying they're saying maybe some snow this Saturday, starting tomorrow evening or something.
Might get a little snow.
I'm so glad when it gets warm.
I'm ready for springtime, please.
I cannot stand cold weather.
I can't either.
I like a little 3 or 4 inch snow if it comes and watch it today.
Yeah.
Receive it at night, and then next day the sun comes out.
I like it between 30 and 40.
30 and 40.
Yeah.
I don't mind snow at all.
He's out here today in short sleeves.
Yeah,
it's that. Me up in a wool coat that's picking every piece of lint up.
Well, we didn't tell you we got Mike West on the job today.
He's over there on the job.
And he's wearing short sleeves. He wears short sleeves outside.
Ooh, dogs.
He said it's his kind of weather.
You got to be well known for something.
Yeah. I don't know what mine is, but it ain't.
You wasn't that way when you was a kid, was you?
No.
Just hit you out once?
Last 20 years or so, something like that.
Just wake up one day and you didn't need no. Or to ease into it.
I guess through one summer.
I think you're going through menopause. Hot flashes.
Yeah.
Hot flashes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we have a good time on this, and I run into so many people that listen to us, and they say, we like them stories, but. And one guy said they get bigger all the time. I said, well, I remember one parts of them. You get talking about something, then you'll think about something. As I do that a lot. Here I'll get talking about something, I think of 10 things right behind it.
Well, Ron don't mind hearing the same stories because I tell the same ones because the audiences change.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah. I worked theater 6 nights a week, and did the same thing every night. And I thought, well, this is good because I have a different audience every night. So
Great. You know, and you do it. When we worked Mid L.A. White and us worked in Gatlinburg, 69. That's when he come out with I Love You More Today. Conway's first big hit, country hit. And we had to ballyhoo 16 wrestlers. And what you do, you go in there and they say, "Can I have your attention, please?" Then the banjo kicks off, piles on some foggy mountain top, and they sing it. And just a verse of it. And this girl goes around laying pamphlets down on everybody's table, brochures they call them. And when they did, you do it 2 times at the show up there, two parts of the show, and it piles on some foggy mountain top. That's our theme song.
Yeah.
Well, I done it 18 times a night, 7 nights a week. And I just walked out there and they said, I was talking to somebody too. "May I have your attention, please?" And I forgot what it was. I looked over to the bass player and I said, "What's the name of that thing?" He said, "Oh, crap," you know. He said, "Shh, don't tell me you don't know that." And I didn't know what to do. And they're standing there looking at me ready to sing, and I just started playing a roll. And they come in on it. But they hadn't, I mean, you can go blank.
Well, yeah, I've done it a million times. Be right in the middle of saying something and just be like,
he
"What?"
wouldn't tell me if he just told me, "Talking about." I've been
I
okay.
forget people's names.
Yeah.
I'm bad about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't even get into my stories of messing up people's names. Yeah, it's not good.
Well, I guess we better get out of here.
Thanks, Ron.
Well,
We got
anytime.
fish to fry. Well, you got fish
You
to
guys
fry.
got fish to fry?
I got
Yeah.
people to see.
So we'll get to see you again next week. Remember what the old lady said. Everybody knows what to do with the bad thing that's one that's got it.
That's exactly right.
So that was, she was 90-year-old. I remember when she said that as a little boy. They was baling hay at their farm, and somebody said something. She said, "Everybody knows what to do with the bad thing but the one that's got it."
That's true.
Russ Jeffers was, "Everybody wants you to do good until you do good."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's something else. And
that's
Russ
true too.
been with more stars and sold more buses and played 27 years, I believe it was, at Opryland. He run the bluegrass portion for years. Me and him has been friends ever since we first met. We used to play for the same guy. Jim Ball was one of the best, and he taught us how to MC, and he's just good. And then, you know, I was thinking about this morning, Jim Burr, that's Con Huntley's uncle. I called him up when I first opened the barn, and I had nobody to play guitar. And I needed a front man that could talk. And he was a good MC too, you know. And he said, "Now, one thing about this show I require." I told him what I required. He said, "Well, I require. Don't never shake your head no to me. If you don't know how to play it, just play something you know, and I'll follow you. And then I'll come back in the song, cover you." He said, "I don't want nobody showing my backside but me." And, you know, it made a lot of sense. He was so professional, and Con was telling me, he said, "I work for Uncle Jim." I said, "Buddy, you better get it right." I said that you need, he said, when you shake your head no, you're all right there, you're showing yourself as an amateur. And he said, "This heck, hey, you're going to have a show." So they'd holler out, "Do Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain." He wouldn't even give him time to breathe. Blue, I mean, he'd sing a verse of it.
Yeah.
And he'd quit right quick and say, "Anybody else got a request?" Because he didn't know it all. And then say, "Silver-haired daddy of mine. Oh, that silver-haired," he'd hit it. He said, "Now, we can't do them all the way through because it take all night. Get your question. Anybody else?" Yeah, one has my heart and the other has my name. One has my heart. You know, he used to do a verse, of course, for anything.
Sure.
And he was so professional the way he did things, and it helped me, you know, to try to get everything exactly right when you get on stage. And if they're not laughing, as long as they're laughing, you're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Having fun, because why did you say it, Merry Heart?
Doeth good like a medicine.
And that's true.
Now we're back to the doctrine as we close.
Here we are.
Some of them need to, okay.
Good done.
We're going to close on Barney saying.
All right, guys, have a good one. We'll be back here. We'll try it again next week.
Thank Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor.